Welcome back, Cardano. Welcome back, Bitcoin. Welcome back, crypto. After 3 long years of down prices, we are approaching $80,000 for Bitcoin. The crypto markets are on absolute fire. Cardano up 70% on the 7-day, with 31% of that coming over the last 24 hours alone. We are coming at you live at 1:30 in the morning on the west coast of the United States. Joining us for the first time, we're going to give you a market update, what we're expecting from the markets, and when will Bitcoin hit $100,000. Let's get it.
It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. I'm not in my normal chair. That's because, well, we just decided to drive down to the studio and get this thing live because we know everybody's itching to find out where his price is going, what's going on in the markets. And so just super excited to do this impromptu stream here. We are looking at the portfolios. Everything is green. Bitcoin is up. We are just a fraction away from hitting $80,000 on Bitcoin. So what a day, what a night. I don't know what time zone you're in, but welcome to the club. We are enthusiastic right now, and we have so much to cover. There's a lot of news coming out tonight. A lot of news coming out of the Cardano ecosystem. No, we just put out a video on Cardano earlier today. We'll go in a little bit more depth into that as well. We'll also take a look at some of the top projects that are up in the massive green. Altcoin season is officially on right now. Am I in a camp on my own? Am I?
No, it's a camp. You plus me.
Yeah,
we're in the camp together.
Oh man, I'm telling you, it feels like 2021 again, right? You know, when all of a sudden...
it kind of feels like the end of 2020 when we got that jolt in the market. Yeah. And then we get into 2021 and everything was just melting faces. I mean, Bitcoin, massive rally. The altcoins, Cardano went on a tear to $3. That's where we are, right? And so if you've been watching our show or you've been watching crypto or in crypto for the last 3 years... this is what we've all been talking about, looking forward to over the last years. And so it's finally here. But what more importantly is, what do we make of all this? How do we make sure that we're in the right projects at the right time? What should you get rid of? Maybe you round trip some bags. We'll talk about that. What should you have some exposure to? And what we believe will be the top performing altcoins in this market cycle. So, Let's take a look at where the markets are. So BTC, as Rob mentioned, $79,354. Bitcoin is up 16% over the last week, 3.5% over the last 24 hours. Seemed like just yesterday that the election here in the U.S. was over, and we saw Bitcoin just absolutely rally from around $68,000 up to about $75K. We came back down to around 72, 71, and we've been taking off. This is the run up to the parabolic stage of the bull market. And so strap in, buckle up, because it's about to get sexy. Now, my question, Rob, is will we ever see sub $65,000 again, ever?
Sub $65,000. I think that's off the table now. I mean,
like forever. Like never again will you see Bitcoin's price at 65K. Is that what you're saying?
I think, yeah. I mean, you know, the last live show we did, we talked about the last live show we did. We were talking about the elections, and every time there's been an election, on election day, we've never crossed below that current price. And so on election day, we were around 60. It depends on what time of the day, but we were around 67,000 at the low point on election day. We got as high as like, I think it's 72,000, but we'll call it 70,000, right? And so you can look historically every 4 years, that election day point we've never crossed it. We've never been there again, right? That's always been in the history books. And so I think the same is going to play out here. Also, if you take into consideration that Trump, that he is a pro crypto, well, no longer a presidential candidate, but now president-elect and former president and soon to be president again. And so once he gets in office, I'd like to think that he's going to move at warp speed, right? That he's going to get into office and then start making some progressive moves on legislations right away. I mean, how long? What do you think the delay is going to be on the presidential kind of movements on crypto? Do you think they propose that bill right away, and then in turn, they
Well, here's the benefit.
You think he gets the ball rolling on crypto right away as soon as he gets in office, or do you think it's going to take a little time?
I don't know about right away. I think he's made it clear what he wants to do right away as far as the border, and I'm not going to get into all that because it doesn't really relate to crypto. But the benefit of this election or of his presidency this time is he's going to have both the Senate and the House. Now, why is that important? The House votes on a bill and then the Senate approves it, essentially, right? Put it in layman's terms. So typically when you have a split Congress, if the Republicans are in charge of the House, they can put out whatever bill they want. But if the Senate decides to not bring it on the floor and vote for it, there's nothing they can do. Or vice versa. The Senate's Republican and the House is Democrat. They're going to be like, hey, we want you to do this bill. Like, yeah, we'll get to it when we want to.
But it's going to happen quick. I mean, right? Because they're going to be Republicans across the board. And Cynthia Lummis already has the bill drafted. So it's not like she has to wait for bipartisan approval, right? If she proposes it and the other people are on board with it, and we know that there's a host of Republican Congress.
If I were to guess, I would think that bill would get on the floor in the latter half of 2025. I don't think it'll be within the first 6 months.
Cynthia Lummis did retweet the bill as soon as Trump won the election, right?
Yeah, but you got her and maybe a handful of other people in the House, right? How many other people are like, hey, we need to get this done right away? I don't think there's enough people that are like Cynthia Lummis. I know there's pro-crypto candidate or the pro-crypto congressman in Congress, but to the point of where Cynthia Lummis is as far as how bullish they are and how fast they want to get things moving, I think eventually it'll happen, but I think it'll come in the second half of 2025.
Maybe I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid, man. I feel like she's going to splash that bill as soon as she gets in off, or as soon as the Republicans.
But then it's up to the Speaker of the House whether to bring that bill up, right? And Mike Johnson, I mean, I don't think he's anti-crypto, but I don't think he's a pro-crypto guy either.
Right.
So either way, I think it'll happen in 2025. Now, here's the more interesting thing, right? Is everyone knows that it's going to happen to some degree, right? Whether it's pro-crypto legislation, whether it's that exact bill, whether it's anything. And so are you going to get countries that don't have the same process that we do here in the United States? They're going to say, look, the U.S. is about to do this. We need to get ahead of this thing. We need to start acquiring Bitcoin, because once the U.S. starts doing it, it's not going to be $20 million, $30 million. It'll be hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars at a time. And so we're essentially going to see an arms race of who can acquire the most Bitcoin in the shortest period of time. And so if you're sitting on Bitcoin, you're going to be very, very, very happy. That's kind of my thoughts.
What if you're sitting on Cardano? Right, because Cardano's absolutely exploded, man. It is absolutely just exploded, bro.
I mean, like you want to pull it up here, Rob? I got this thing up here. Cardano, 58.3 cents. We've been big fans of Cardano for quite a while. I believe it was your first crypto you ever bought, right? It's Cardano?
No. That's the first one that I ever really went all in on with like big capital, but I was dabbling quite a bit.
So we've been covering Cardano for quite a while, and it's always like, look, this thing is going to move, it's going to go fast, and it kind of just chops sideways. And you say it enough, people are like, okay, well, when's this thing going to happen? You did mention on Friday that when Cardano was around 39 cents, this is your last time. And well, we're at 58 cents. Of course, we could potentially see some pullbacks in the price. But now that we're seeing how Cardano has ran, I mean, look at this 1-day chart here. Just a freaking massive run up from around 44 cents to 60, touching around 60 cents. You look over the last 7 days, that rally started down here around 32 cents. So we've almost gotten a 2x since the 4th. So a week, we've gotten a 2x. Seeing where Cardano is now, where do you think Cardano ends the month?
Ends the month? I don't know, man. I mean, last bull market, it shot up and never slowed down. And so we had Forrest on the show Friday, and the conversation amongst us was, or at least my conversation, or my 2 cents on the Cardano chart when he's going through it was, Cardano, I almost feel like it might move like Polygon did of last bull market. And, last bull market, Polygon just shot up and just never quit, right? And so,
I mean, let's look at historically, right? You look at Cardano, this was December 28th. It was at 15.6 cents. Okay. In a matter of its first rally to its first high, it took 56 days to 10x. Less than 2 months, and the price of Cardano 10x. Then it chopped sideways. And then it rallied another from the low of around 91 cents. In less than 30 days, it 2x'd, and then it had another 2x. And then it kind of cooled off a little bit. And then this is going back to July of 2021 from $1 to $3 in a matter of 42 days.
I would say by the end of the month, I mean, we still got 20 something days to go. I would estimate that it is flirting with the $1 resistance. And so will it get quite up to $1? I don't think it will. I'll say this. I think it might get to like 93 cents or something.
Well, here's the thing. The first technical level of resistance is 81 cents, right? This was the cycle high we've had so far, where it wicked up there the week of March 11th. So that is our immediate resistance. But if the markets continue to stay hot, we know there's big news. Charles Hoskinson did a video today. Big news with what he's doing in DC. And there's a lot of speculation on, well, what does that mean for ADA? What does that mean for Cardano and the blockchain? Is the government in the US going to start using it? We know they got the narrative down in Argentina. We know the decentralization, like everything we've talked about. Add in the US government. That's very interesting. I think that's where a lot of this pump is coming. And you see, backed up by large amount of volume we haven't really seen since February of this year. And so,
so do you think that, so Charles Hoskinson, has a relationship? How close is it? I couldn't speak on that, but he has a relationship with RFK, with Bobby, with Robert Kennedy Jr.
Yeah.
And obviously, RFK is part of the Trump administration, and now Charles is coming out and saying, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna work. I'm gonna work." What was you got more of the scoop than I did on the news? So what did it look like for the announcement of that Charles said when it came to? There we go.
Got the video right here, my friend. You want to pull it up?
Because you know more of the details than I was running around like a madman today, so I know you were a little bit more plugged in on this.
Yeah. Let's watch the video. It's a very short clip. This is Charles today on a video he posted. This was it was a longer video, but this is him talking about what he's going to be doing in DC.
Second, a large part of my time in 2025 will also be devoted to the political process. I'm going to be spending quite a bit of time working with lawmakers in Washington, D.C., and quite a bit of time working with members of the administration to help foster and facilitate with other key leaders in industry the crypto policy. We have to do this and we have to get it done. There's a very high probability that the Republicans will control not only the Senate and the presidency, but also the Congress, the House. And in the process of doing so, this is the best opportunity we have ever had in the history of the industry to get clarity for our industry and remove the sort of Damocles that the SEC has reigned over the Cardano ecosystem, Ripple ecosystem, the Ethereum ecosystem, reigned over Solana, reigned over all the major ecosystems, and actually including Bitcoin in many respects.
Robin, is there a better person that you can think about to help draft sensible legislation for crypto and for Bitcoin?
I mean, Charles Hoskinson has already testified in front of Congress.
He's the guy.
Yeah.
He's the guy.
And he has the gift of gab, man. And he's very educated. Very well educated, very well spoken. He does well in, I guess, in a congressional setting. And so could he... His only thing is he does bash Bitcoin and other altcoins.
Also in this video, he apologized.
Yeah.
He said, look, I had to take some time away. I realized I was being...
But he still, when he talks about crypto in the form of regulation, he never really bashes any other projects. And so usually when he does talk negative about another ecosystem, it's generally around the community, right? Why was he so mad at XRP? It was because of the community. I know he really has a disdain for the Bitcoin maxis and the fact that they can't ever accept the fact that there's other cryptos on the planet that can actually operate and work. And so I feel like most of his negative conversations or conversations that come off in a negative light towards crypto generally comes around the community. And so I feel comfortable and confident that he will probably get in front of regulators and speak from a perspective of, hey, what's best for the industry? What's best for stablecoins? What's best for the U.S.?
What about DeFi, Robin?
That's
a big one.
Yeah.
To me, that's a big one. You have a president that has his own DeFi project. You have decentralized finance who no one knows what the hell to do with it. They try to regulate it. They've tried to come up with bills. Nothing makes sense. And the reason is they don't have anyone in Congress that knows what the hell they're talking about. And it's not to their fault. They just don't know. Now you have a man coming in there who's going to be influential in drafting clear-cut, sensible regulation for decentralized finance here in the United States, the largest capital market in the world. And so gone are going to be the days of, oh, I live in the U.S., I can't farm airdrops. Gone are be the days of, oh, I want to use this exchange, this DeFi exchange, but I can't because I'm in the US. I got to use a VPN, or I got to worry about how to pay my taxes, or I got to worry about getting in trouble, or I got to worry. Those days are going to be gone. But I think the more intriguing question here is,
what they do with the SEC, Gary Gensler. That's what I want.
Gensler's going to be gone. There's rumors he is stepping away in December.
Really?
Those are the rumors.
I missed those rumors.
But the better question is, Robin, now that Charles will have a direct line of communication and influence in Washington, D.C., if the U.S. government, we can agree, right, that governments around the world to some extent will adopt blockchain technology.
Yeah, I mean, they already are.
Right.
Now, as far as like the Treasury Reserve or
no, I'm talking about
Reserve,
like California DMV, for example.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's coming. It's coming. And I think it's coming faster than most people realize.
Does this not put Cardano in the driver's seat? Does this not put Cardano in the driver's seat?
100%.
So if it puts Cardano in the driver's seat, we have the United States, we have Argentina, we have the whole Bitcoin OS thing. I mean, like, where can Cardano go? I
know where it'll go to
insane?
$5. That's where it'll go.
Am I insane to sit here and say if all those narratives play out, we could be looking at a $25, $30 Cardano?
When you get into price discovery, I don't know, man. I don't know how high this thing goes. Honestly, I mean, I think a good benchmark would be the $3, you know, where it briefly was, you know.
That's we know it's going to 3. Let's skip that conversation. It's going to 3. It's going to $5. Let's skip that whole conversation. It's going there. But where's it going after? There's 330 million people here in the United States. I don't know what the population of Argentina is.
I think if it gets to $20 to $25, I feel like it needs institutional adoption, right? And
would you not consider the U.S. maybe the largest institution?
Yeah, but I don't think that they are going to participate with Cardano. I think that they're going to work with Charles. I think that they're gonna ease up regulation, but I don't think that the U.S. government or any of the branches of the U.S. government will use Cardano. At least in this short-term time horizon, right? Within the next, I would say, 12 months, 16 months. I mean, these deals take a long time to materialize, and so I think that we're looking out a couple years, right? Even in the fairy tale scenario, you maybe the Treasury or the Federal Reserve, they're like, hey, you know what? We want to embrace crypto. We want to embrace blockchain technology. You know, we already have a position on Bitcoin. We'd like to work on smart contracts and decentralized voting or things of that nature. You know what Cardano does best. I think that you can get there, but it's gonna take a little while. It's gonna take a little time, and so I wouldn't hold my breath on the $25. I think that's a little ambitious. I still think $12 is pretty healthy, and yeah, that's where I'm going with. I think $12 is my high
target.
High target, yeah.
You know,
it's still bullish, man. I mean, that's a 10x is $5, and so you're talking a 30, say 25x from where it is now.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Now,
now I'd feel a little bit more confident with the $8. I think $12 would be kind of my high end. 12, somewhere between 12 and 10 and $14. I think that is my very, very bullish case scenario where we do see the retail come in. We saw retail be very active in the Cardano community last bull market. They come back. I think it gets between 10 and 14. But you need that institution, that Solana love. That's what I'm saying, right? The love that Solana got, maybe like big names. I don't know. Just think of the biggest brands out there. Maybe like Apple. If Apple is using Apple Pay and facilitating Cardano for their point of sales, maybe something like that. So yeah.
Let's take a look at the rest of the markets because there's a lot of big gainers. Let's just go through the top 10. Look at Ethereum, $3,200. Now, a lot of people wrote Ethereum off. They said it's not moving, it's too slow, yada, 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 which, they have a point. But we're entering into a phase of, again, DeFi clarity, potentially staking added or amended to the ETFs. That's going to be absolutely massive. ETH at $3,200, up 30% over the last 7 days. Would you feel comfortable putting money into Ethereum, and how high do you think?
I've been harping on Ethereum this whole consolidation phase, right? When we got up to that 70K, and then from there, we got to 70,000, broke all-time highs back in February. And then from that point forward, I've been like, hey, when is it going to be Ethereum's turn? Ethereum had a little rally. The ETF news came out. People kind of overbought it right beforehand. Anyway, I'm still hyper bullish on Ethereum. Compared to BTC, though, the ETH BTC trading pair, it's still so far off from where it should be. Like, it has so much room to run, right? To make up. If you look at perhaps the 1 year on ETH versus BTC, I see you got it pulled up there, but that's got a lot of room to go, man. And so, yeah, I mean, if you're a fan of Cardano, Ethereum, then yeah, bro.
I mean, we've talked about this gap closing, right? And I believe the gap is going to close. You take a look at ETH versus Bitcoin on TradingView on the weekly. We're seeing a spike, and so we've been in this downtrend for quite a while, really since. So it's back in December of 2021. We did see a few spikes, but we put in lower lows and lower highs. And we're breaking out of this. So ETH is breaking out against BTC, and at $3,200 with everything ETH has going for it. Again, I think the ETF with the staking is going to be huge.
If here's the thing, by the time that Ethereum catches up to Bitcoin, as you know, and on a 1 year chart, for example, and it makes up, and it rallies that much more than Ethereum did. I mean, than Bitcoin did. Then at that point, I'm assuming that Bitcoin's going to be at what, 120,000?
Yeah.
And so if Bitcoin's at 120,000, and it's up on a 1 year, Bitcoin's up. I don't know. Where was it at a year ago? Bitcoin's price.
A full year ago?
Yeah.
Take a look.
Yeah. So Bitcoin healthy move in the last calendar year, right? 37. So it's
37.
So Bitcoin's up more than a 2x. And so by the time that Bitcoin gets another 2x, say it gets up to $150,000, I mean, and Ethereum catches it and then makes up ground on this 1 year. My God, bro. I'm telling you, I know I've thrown around $10,000 and I've been laughed at, but.
No, I laughed at you when you said 40.
Did I say 40?
You said 40. You said 40 by January 2026. Which, I mean, you never know. Not likely.
I thought I said 20,000. Pretty sure I said 20,000. I don't think I said quite 40.
I think 10K. I don't want to say for sure, but I feel pretty confident.
I mean, the move we just saw out of Cardano, where we went from 30 cents to 60 cents, that can easily happen in Ethereum as well. All you need is that big ecosystem boom where people are minting or using DeFi or meme coin. I don't know. I don't even know what the narrative is. I can only speculate. But once that narrative kind of takes off, then I think that Ethereum is off to the races.
We talk about all the time Cardano, when it moves fast. Guys, we got a 2x in 4 days. We got a 2x out of a top 10 cryptocurrency project in 2 days. If this happens to be your first cycle, welcome to crypto. You can make a shitload of money overnight. You can also lose a shitload of money overnight, which is why you got to be careful. Now is the time. Sure, have some speculative assets, but now is the time that the projects that have been so undervalued for the last year and a half, 2 years, you look at Solana, you could have picked it up at $20. It's at $205. You look at Doge, 23.4 cents. This is something that Robin said. He said, if there's one crypto I want to go all in on, this is about a week and a half ago. He said he'd go all in on Doge. And we got Doge. XRP, 58 cents. That is up 16%. We already talked about Cardano, but Robin, there is a newcomer in the top 15. $3.07.
Dude, Sui is up so much, it's mind-boggling, right? And I know you asked me about it earlier this week, and I was like, man, I don't know, I've been kind of staying away, and maybe something I don't know about Sui, man. Why is this thing up so much?
Well, it's got so the consensus is great, right? The programming language is excellent. They have big VC money behind it. It's the new shiny toy. It's got a lot of Solana vibes to me. The tokenomics are not very good, but we've seen in bull markets that doesn't really matter. It matters for the long term. It matters in bear markets. But when everything is just on fire, raging, pumping, it does not matter. This tokenomics has got 10 billion max, and it's 28% of its total supply is circulating. Not very good. But it doesn't matter because everything is moving. You take a look at even when the unlocks happen, which SUI unlocks every single month, and we've actually identified a trend in shorting SUI 2-3 days into the token unlock, and as it dips, catching the bottom and leveraging that thing all the way up for big gains. But SUI's in the top 15. It's at a $30 billion market cap, fully diluted, which is huge, massive. How high can this thing go? Can this thing get to $120 billion fully diluted market cap? We saw Hex go to 80. Can we see SUI go to 120, which is a 4X from here, $12? I think we can. You take a look at, you got Caspa up there. Caspa's up big too. Everything is green.
Caspa,
right?
Man, we're big Caspa fans. I mean, maybe we'll do a little update video on Caspa here soon. It's
this thing's at 14 cents,
bro.
Right?
I mean, up from I saw it briefly down to 10 cents. I think it was like yesterday.
I mean, here let's pull up a Caspa.
I know yesterday I saw it dip down under 10 cents briefly. I don't know if it was a random exchange or whatever it was, but
there you are, Caspa. So this is Caspa. It was down at 10 cents just 4 days ago, 6 days ago. And so when everyone's panicking, we said, guys, don't sleep on Caspa. 10 cents is a good entry price. And here we are.
Anything that has strong community in bull markets is something you need to get behind. And so giant fans of Caspa. And I mean, we're not going to sugarcoat it, man. If there's a project we like that has a big community, we are going to absolutely talk about it because we know it has the potential to 5X, right? And so, I mean, community doesn't mean everything. I mean, you can look at Hex as an example. Big community, crappy project. We don't ever talk about it. There's a couple other projects out there that have big communities. We don't talk about it. But if you check all the boxes, if you have the utility, the good tokenomics, and you provide real world, you fix real world problems, then I'm all about it, man. And so it's always compared to Bitcoin, but more efficient, and has utility on top of it. And so
here was the interesting trend here that we saw on Caspa. And you want to throw the chart back up there, Rob? The interesting trend we saw here on Caspa is on our liquidity flow index, and I'll maximize this so you guys can see. This is a custom Sin City crypto indicator. So this shows you is money flowing in, is money flowing out. And I know you might look at price and say, well, can I see that from price? Not really. Not really. Here's example A. We saw week after week incremental increases in money flowing into Caspa while price was going down. So eventually, something is going to break. Either the money flow is going to completely flip and go negative, or price is going to react to the money flows, which is exactly what it did. Price reacted on the weekly chart by 30%. 30%. And so these are things you can use even in bull markets when you don't necessarily want to blow your whole load, all the dry powder you have on the side. You don't want to just completely throw it into the markets while everything is running, because you never know. You might be buying the top. But you can still make money, and these are some ways you make money. And, because it's our own indicator, we helped build this thing. And so there's a link in the description if you guys want to use it. I think it's like $15 a month, like for $60 for the whole year. It also, if you go down to the daily, it has a market sentiment as well. And so this gray line, you can see what is the market feeling about this. And now with the bull market here officially, I would use this on lower time frames, right? Try to scalp some trades, add to your bags. And so, but Caspa, man, I think $1 by the end of the year is potential. I know that's pretty high upside. Definitely think 50 cents by the end of the year. Absolutely. There's so much going on in Caspa, what they're doing. We haven't even had that big hard fork where it's going to take it from 1 to 10 blocks per second. It's going to be absolutely massive. You go through, you go down the list. Tron is up. Toncoin is up 15%. SHIB, massive rally. We had this discussion around Shiba Inu. Was this thing going to rally? Well, there's your answer, 33%. AVAX. I know you went big on AVAX.
Avalanche, man.
I've been I have been pounding this goddamn Avalanche since like $12.
It's up 36% on the week. And I mean, it's up 7% today. It had an early rally, but I have a feeling it's going to catch its next leg. It's going to catch more steam here. And so I would not be surprised if we come in here Monday and we're talking about Avalanche at $50. I think $50 Avalanche is, something I'm thinking about.
I mean, they already got there. They got the $60.
Yeah, I think $50 is right around the corner. I genuinely believe $50 is right there. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, what's your kind of outlook on?
You want to know my honest opinion?
On Avalanche. On the short term. I'm talking about like
the short term.
Because I looked at, you had Ethereum rally, you had Cardano rally. Casper's getting a little pump here. But you know what? I think Avalanche is the next one. Now the only thing I would say about Avalanche at this moment is that the game that kind of gave a lot of eyeballs and gave it a lot of buzz was the off the grid. The game is slowing down. There's not as many people playing. Now there's still a ton of people.
But here's
it's
the
still
thing.
probably the most successful blockchain game there is.
Do not forget, the store is not even open yet.
Yeah.
The marketplace is not even open yet.
Well,
and that's where you're going to get the use of the Avalanche blockchain. Short term for me, AVAX, $50-$60.
Short term, like within the month?
Within the next 60 days, 30, 60 days.
Where do you think it's at? Where do you think it's at in a week? Let's just say Bitcoin gets over 80,000.
$45. $45.
$45.
I think AVAX can get to $600 a cycle.
Jeez.
Yeah. Which is a 20x from here. I really do.
You don't believe that all the alts are going to do that, right?
Not all of them. Like, okay, let's talk about one that's been a pretty big underperformer, Polkadot. Up 33%, $5. Where does Polkadot go?
No.
Polkadot get to $50 again?
No,
I don't think so.
No.
I think $35 might be the top for Polkadot. I hope I'm wrong.
What about? I'm not even trying to be funny. What about Litecoin? Here's the thing. Everything.
I think Litecoin
on the 1 week, everything else in this zone is up 30%. Litecoin is far behind everything else.
I've said it, dude. I think Litecoin makes a new all-time high, man.
What?
I really do. I know it sounds crazy, but I think Litecoin makes a new all-time high above $350.
I can't get behind that, bro.
I don't have any Litecoin, but I think it can get to that, surpass $350. You look at Near Protocol, that's up 30%. I think Near Protocol gets to $60, $100.
Yeah.
There's so much potential. I mean, look at ICP. ICP's at $9.
What's
right?
what's ICP at for the
24% on the week. We're seeing an uptick in the cycles burned. We're seeing an uptick in the ICP token burned, which is very crucial to the pumpamentals, we say, because as more people use the product, use the blockchain, ICP gets burnt, so it outpaces the minting of new ICP tokens, and you see big rallies, right? We saw ICP get up to $18, $20, and so the markets are hot right now, and so you'll make money, and I hate to say this, if you stick to the top 100, you'll make money with everything.
I don't think so. Okay, how about this? You'll make money, but you're going to lose a lot of money just simply not being
Opportunity cost. Sure.
Yeah. And so I think Bitcoin is going to outperform half of the top 100.
Yeah.
Even from this point forward. I think Bitcoin's going to outperform Litecoin. I think Bitcoin's going to outperform ETH Classic. I think Bitcoin's going to outperform and basically anything that wasn't extremely strong last bull market. I think that we're talking about. I think Bitcoin's going to outperform most of them. So that's why you got to really pick and choose, right? You got to sit here and read, because in 2021 it was a very, very odd, very odd bull market, right? The bull market in 2021 was everything went up, right? I mean, even the projects that people didn't care about still went up. And so I don't know, man. I think that you still got to be very careful. You're gonna miss out on a lot of potential. What about XRP? You think XRP is on its next leg up?
Yeah, I mean, every time Forrest talks about XRP and lays out his thesis, I get a little more bullish, right? My big thing is, again, I bring it up all the time, but
doesn't a more progressive presidency?
Of course, it benefits all of
progressive, but doesn't it benefit XRP more than anything? If you have central banks, you get that kind of narrative going.
I mean, the narratives are big. There's a big XRP ledger. See how fast that grows, right? Their X payments. We'll see how fast that grows. Central banks. We'll see if the U.S. does anything with them. But it'll be interesting. But I mean, there's just so many good projects here. Do you have any thoughts on what you're expecting from the markets? What kind of dips you're expecting to get? Are you expecting to see the classic 30%, 35% dips?
Yeah, but the thing is we're at that 70K region, and so we haven't been here in quite some time. And so we've already been there earlier this year, and it's been some time. So I don't think that we're gonna see a 30% pullback anytime soon. I'd say I think we get a big pullback when we get up to $110,000, $115,000 Bitcoin. I think that then at that point you maybe draw down to 85, 90,000. You spook the markets, but I don't think we go up to like 90,000 as an example. I don't think we see the $90,000 Bitcoin and then we pull back down to 68,000 or 70. I think that's kind of off the table. I think that we're gonna just keep trending upwards, and in doing so, there's not a lot of resistance between. Well, I mean, we're in price discovery, so
there is no resistance.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I'm just estimating there's not going to be a lot of resistance from 79, 80,000 to 100.
Well, you'll see, right? You can pull the fibs, and you can measure profit taking zones. But here's the thing: if we see a 8 to 10% dip in Bitcoin, Wall Street's buying. Wall Street will buy an 8% dip, heavily. So I think that's one thing we got going for it. Talking about rebalancing of portfolios while the prices are up. But it's like I said, man, feels like a long time coming. It's exciting. You should be excited. If you've kept your head down and you've continued to learn, continue to manage your portfolio actively, continue to gain more knowledge, you deserve it, man. We all deserve it. We've been streaming every single day for the last 3 years. And it's been nothing but down, sideways, bad news. This thing goes down, that thing goes down. And so the time everyone's been waiting for is finally here. Don't fuck it up. Don't lose all your money. Don't get greedy. Have a take profit strategy to where you can realize the gains, and don't be like a majority of people where you round trip your bags. And then you're like,
I would say just don't put too much risk in the whole portfolio. So don't, if let's just say you got 20 grand and your $20,000 is your portfolio, right? And I think that probably encompasses, I'd say maybe 30% of our audience, something like that. Anyways, don't take your 20 grand and take 15,000 of it and put in a bunch of like really high very high risk projects and then try to swing for the fences. I think that keeping it balanced, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then pick 3 or 4 of your favorite layer ones. I think that's a great strategy there. And then take 20% of your portfolio. And now's the time to take some risks. Take 20% of your portfolio. Throw it in some long shots, but split that up, accordingly. And I think you'll reap the rewards. So very, very excited about what's to come. I know we're streaming at a different time zone than we are, so probably got a lot of different viewers than we typically have on our regular Monday through Friday live show. So do us a favor if you're watching for the first time. Well, first of all, hit the like button, but subscribe. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. We do a show Monday through Friday. This is at right now we're streaming at 2 a.m. just because we're excited, man. We were like, we got to talk about this.
I'll also say this: as the markets continue to heat up, and we're in really the meat and potatoes of this bull market. We will be posting, right? We have our posting schedule for the most part. But we will be posting random videos, update videos, where the markets are going, some important news that breaks. And so the markets move fast. And if you want to stay up to date, I highly recommend, like we did a Cardano one today. It was a 3-minute video on my drive over to run some errands. And so have your notification bell on, that way if we put out a new video, you're one of the first people to get it. Also, shout out to David Brewster. Just joined the Sinner community. Thank you for your support, my friend. Welcome. Make sure to use all those cool emojis you got now.
Yeah, man.
What emojis do we have, by the way? Are we going to change any or add anything? Can we get rid of Polygon?
Polygon. Yeah, man. You know what? It's probably time to go through the emojis again and see what we can update. Definitely have some opportunity there. But yeah, I mean, we got a pretty cool community here, the Sin City community. So for those of you that are new, David, welcome to our membership. And so you'll notice a pretty badass community. Our chat I think is the best chat there is, right? You see other chats and it's all about like, hey, which token should I buy? You know, everyone here is all buddy and friends. So it's kind of cool to see the camaraderie that we have in our community.
Yeah.
Also, we got just some new faces here. We got Spanky, Jersey Link, also Kelly Carpet, a D-Day. Also, as I mentioned, David, who just joined as well. He said he's watching from Detroit. Oh, up late, huh? Or early, or I
think it's early.
Yeah.
Isn't Detroit?
Yeah, we haven't went to bed yet.
Yeah,
we're still we're excited. We were hanging out, chit chatting, and they were like, you know what? Let's head over to the studio and talk some crypto. And,
might have an angry wife when I get home, but that's okay. I will make her really happy, really fast.
She's like, it is 3 a.m. Where?
I'll make her really happy, really fast.
I was at
really
the studio.
Fast.
She'd be like, bullshit. And then you'd be like, pull up the stream, girl.
Yeah. We'll end it here. Well, what are you most looking forward to this cycle here, Rob?
Making money, dude.
No shit.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I was excited about the tech and the possibilities and the community, and you know, I've spent the last 3 years talking about the what ifs and what it's going to change. And hey, you know, it's like when you knew the prospect of the internet back in, say, 1999, right? You knew what the internet was going to bring. You knew what it was going to do. You're over here, you know, coming in with hypothesis, right? You're like, oh man, you know,
hypotheses.
You know, you're not going to have paper news anymore. We're not going to do newspapers. You know, we're going to email instead of, you know, sending letters. And you know, you always kind of like dreamed up this scenario. What happens when the internet comes? And then, well, then you got a bunch of years where nobody actually has internet, or you have really slow internet. And then you wait 5-10 years, and then, hey, what do you know? And then the whole thing changes. And I think that's where we're at, right? You know, we have the theory, and then you have in practice, but not a lot of people are using it. Just like in the internet, you had the theory, then you had in practice, but it was slow, just like dial-up internet was, just like not everybody had a home computer. And then you had the explosion where everyone has internet in a supercomputer in their hand. And so now we see the power of that. And I think that's the same thing that's happening here with crypto. And so anyways, I've been excited about that the last 3 years. And now I'm excited about reaping some of the rewards. And I think now is the time that you need to really take a look at, your investment strategy, make sure you're positioned right. So that way you can make some money. I mean, at the end of the day, let's be real. There's a lot of money to be made.
We're going to make so much fucking money.
Dude, it's going to be stupid.
You watching, you're going to make so much money. You are going to make so much money. Name me another sector in anything in the world that you can make this amount of money that you're about to make. Just don't mess it up. Don't get greedy. Don't be stupid. Don't trust someone who's hey, connect your wallet here. We're doing that. Don't do that. Just don't. Yeah. And you will make so much money.
What are you most excited about?
I'm most excited about, I feel like this is the legitimacy cycle where our space finally gets legitimized with regulation, right? With investor protection. We'll worry about, FTX was the second largest exchange in the world that went under, just completely wrecked people. I think once we get legislation, we have people like Charles Hoskinson working with DC. You have a pro-crypto Congress, a pro-crypto president, a pro-crypto commissioner at the SEC, a pro-crypto treasury secretary, a pro-crypto OCC, FDIC. They're going to be working with us instead of against us. It's going to be so many opportunities. It's going to legitimize our space. And all the people that were sitting on the sidelines seeing the crazy people, right? Man, crypto is the future. Crypto is the future. But they don't really, they felt like we didn't have a leg to stand on. It wasn't legitimized. This cycle, that changes. And with that changing, it's going to change everything. And so super excited about that, man.
Yeah. And then last shout out here to the community SEO. Still a lot of new faces. So we got Anarch. I think I said AD Day. If not, what's up again? Alex Smith. And then you got Jedi Gamer, Costa D, 17,000 Islands. And then I think 17,000, he said, hello from Indonesia. We also had someone from Australia. So yeah, it's refreshing kind of going live at a different time. You know, I know we got a lot of people that watch our live show after it's live. So yeah, it's kind of cool.
Well, that'll do it, guys. Come back on Monday. Our regular live stream is Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern time.
Or if all of a sudden we're at 85,000 of Bitcoin, we'll be live again tomorrow.
Well, you got to have your notification bell on, man.
Yeah,
just have your notification bell on. You got to worry about anything. Follow us on Twitter, Sin City Crypto 1. We love you guys. I'm going to go home and try to, I'm going to shower first. I'm going to go take a sleep. And then we'll see you guys on, hold on, bro. Tornado.
Have you ever seen a tornado at night?
It's morning, technically.
Tornadoes only come out at
guys,
daytime.
We love you. Come back on Monday. Enjoy the games. Peace.
Entertainment and info, gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I split the game, but they gave it. Name the coin, it's your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy a dip, sale winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming hola till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado close ya.